What is up, guys? Will here. Just like everyone else today, we're going to go ahead and open up the Codebreaker starter deck. I do have 3 here. We're only going to open 1. But before we get started, just got to let you guys know that we are going to have content over the weekend based around this. Today we're going to have this. Tomorrow we're probably going to have some tips and tricks for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, which should be this weekend. And if you have the opportunity to, I highly recommend you do. Help support your locals and helps get new people into the game. And if there's more people, they get to play more, and it'll help. I believe it'll help people get into the game. It's a free tournament. All you have to do is purchase one of these decks, and you're there. You get to play. There's for the top 8 people, everyone gets a field center, and I'm going to do my best to win that for you guys. They also have one exclusive mat, like play mat, just like our Flames of Destruction mat here, that first place gets, and I'm going to do my best to try and win it for you guys, but it's not going to be easy. Jade's coming too, so she's going to put her full effort in. But it's all centered around this deck, and we're going to have stuff about this deck all weekend long. So if you don't want to miss that, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss anything. But without further ado, let's go ahead and open this. I'm only going to go ahead and open 1, like I just said, but we do have 3 because we will be making a budget deck profile probably on Monday, just for fun. If people are getting into the game, it's probably not more budget friendly, but it's easier to learn than buying 3 of the what are they called? I just dropped those cards. 3 of the Flames Layer of Darkness decks. This is a lot easier to learn, and if you're going to go up against friends for fun or for a younger kid, it's nice. So first off, we go ahead and get the beginner's guide. Now most players aren't going to read this and probably just throw it to the side, but it's there in case. So that's always nice to have. Next thing we have is the paper playmat, which it looks really cool. If they made a full-size one of these, actually the one for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day looks pretty similar, but if they made a full-size one of these, I would definitely use it. We actually have our own custom playmats coming in the mail. They aren't for sale yet, but if you guys really want them, why the heck not? We could probably sell them if we wanted to. Jade and I both have our own personalized ones, which are pretty cool, and you'll probably get to see that when we do live duels based around this deck to practice for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. So we're going to go ahead and open this. The little helper, I guess. Not always the easiest to open. Alright, so this deck is mainly centered around Cyberse, because it is the main characters. I actually don't know what his name is in English. I think everyone calls him Playmaker, so we're going to go ahead and call him Playmaker as well. So Cyberse White Hat, he basically lets you special summon himself if you control 2 monsters with the same type. He may not just be a staple in Cyberse, but he may be splashed in other decks, which is pretty cool to see. But he's definitely going to be a 2 of, if not a 3 of, in all Cyberse decks, which are honestly my favorite archetype. And I believe that in the near future, they're going to be tier 0, probably after we receive the next structure deck, after the one we're getting next month, the one with Shooting Code Talker. I believe after we get that, these guys are going to be pretty competitive, which is nice. So Cyberse White Hat is the first foil. Next we got Trans Code Talker, which as of right now is the best Code Talker. He pretty much lets you revive a level link 3 or lower Cyberse monster from your graveyard. And if they're co-linked, they each give each other 500 damage. So he's really strong. He's going to be really good in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day format because you can, if you get Scapegoat out, you can make him, and we'll go ahead and show that later with the tips. Next we got Widget Kid, going to be played in every single Cyberse deck. You can either run this alongside or instead of a Balancer Lord. I believe most decks run 3 Balancer Lord and 2 of this guy, or vice versa. Very great card. It lets you go ahead and special summon a Cyberse monster from your hand in defense. Really good card. Next we got Silent Recovery. Basically if it's a True Bet battle or card effect, you can target one monster in your graveyard except for that a Link monster and special summon it. Really good, continuous. It's gonna be pretty good in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day format. Next we got it's a Pentestag or Pentistag or Pentstag. I'm not sure, but just a pretty good generic Link 2 effect. Just need 2 effect monsters. It's gonna be really easy to get out with Link Spider and Link Karibo. Next, we have Leotron, which is the first for this deck. It's just going to be a 2000 beater 4-star. Really good. And you can special summon with Link Spider if you're able to get him in your hand and Link Spider on the field. Going to be really strong. Next, we have Text Changer. And I really enjoy this card. I might throw it into a Cyberse deck, even though I don't think it's that viable. But basically, you can just negate an attack, which is cool. And then if you do negate it, you get to special summon a monster, Cyberse monster from your deck or hand. It has to be a normal one. which is really awesome. Or you can revive one from the graveyard as well. Next, we just have a bunch of reprints, unfortunately, but a lot of these are really nice to have, especially if you are planning on building more Cyberse decks in the future. So first we have Bitron, Ramclauder. This came as a foil in the, I want to say it was the last starter deck. I don't remember. I think it was the last starter deck it came into. It's okay. It's really good for bringing back your beefier Link monsters in the graveyard, but other than that, it's definitely a straight one of. Link Slayer, this is one of my favorite arts and one of my favorite cards in Cyberse. Unfortunately, it's not great because if you draw it later in the duel, it is a complete brick. Unless, of course, you are wiped and you have nothing on your board, and at that point, Cyberse doesn't have a great way to come back in the game, so it's not going to go too well for you. Backup Secretary, a really, really good staple. I think almost every Cyberse deck runs 3. If not, they should run 3. Basically, it's just an extra special summon. Get those Link plays going. Really good card. Launcher Commander, it's going to be okay for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day format, because it does let you destroy a monster your opponent controls just by tributing one of your own Cyberse monsters. There's quite a bit of Cyberse monsters here, so you're not really going to run short on that. But it's good spot removal, but you do have to trade 1 for 1. But your other monsters do get a boost, and he doesn't get the boost, only his other ones does. We have Client, which again is just a reprint. Basically, all of your Cyberse monsters gain a 500 attack and defense during your turn. And if he's destroyed, you can destroy another Cyberse monster from your hand or face up, so you can pitch something from your hand if you don't want him to go away, which is really nice. Bit Trooper, you can pitch a level 2 or lower monster from your hand or graveyard, to the graveyard, and you can special summon him. Most Cyberse monsters' effects are once per turn, which makes them really fair, which, if we know Yu-Gi-Oh! Fair equals bad. But you know what, I do think that these guys are going to be strong one day. We have Flame Velguard. He's a Dragon Tuner. It's a nice reprint. I don't own one of these, thankfully. Or sorry, I don't know. I don't know if that's thankfully or not. Whatever. I don't own one of these, but it's a good card to have. I believe it was ran at one point in time. But, it's a good card if you draw it. It's just a 2,000 defense, protection. Good to have. Next, we have Beast King Barbaros. He's going to be one of the most strong. He's going to be probably one of the strongest cards, if not the strongest card, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day format. If you can either revive him or flip him face down and then flip him face up next turn, he is going to be a really, 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 really beefy card to get over. Cyber Dragon, just an easy special summon if your opponent controls a monster. Really, really easy. We have Exarion Universe, which can inflict piercing if you want to lower his attack by 400. It's okay. It could probably help out with dealing, if you're, I really don't know what he's going to help you out, honestly. We have Evil Swarm. These are all just cards that are printed in almost every starter deck because they're easy to learn, and they're going to help you win. So apparently, if your opponent controls more monsters than you, you can go ahead and special summon from your hand. Marshmallow, he's going to be a pain in the butt for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day if someone sets a card face down. It's either going to be Marshmallow or 2,000 defense card, and it's going to be hard to get over. But he can be destroyed by battle, and if he was attacked, the person who attacked takes 1,000 damage. Not so fun. Raikou, Thunderstorm Hunter, can apply both these effects when he's flipped. You can destroy one card on the field and then send the top 3 decks to your graveyard. So, it's pretty good if you just, have nothing else to do and they have a big card to get over. The 3 decks to graveyard is almost irrelevant. You probably weren't going to draw them anyway. It's very unlikely you're going to deck out. So, good card. Battle Fader, stops your opponent's battle phase. Pretty good if, it can buy you one more turn. Same with Swift Scarecrow. Head in your hand, you can pitch it. Basically a really, really simple hand trap. If you're going to attack you directly, pitch it, you're fine. Sidnet Universe, this is a reprint as well. So all Link monsters you control gain 300 attack, and you can target one monster in the graveyard and shuffle it back. If it's on the field and destroyed by a card effect, you can send all monsters to the extra zones to the graveyard. So if your opponent has a big extra zone monster and you don't want it there, you can MST this or destroy it somehow, and their card goes bye-bye. So pretty cool. Has not a whole lot of uses. Scapegoat is going to be a big contender for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. Set it face down, flip it on your opponent's end phase. They can't respond to it most of the time. And boom, you have, Transcode and your Pent Stag on the field. Crazy strong. Monster Reborn, really good staple. Everyone should have one of these in their deck. If it's at 1, you have to run it. And it's pretty iconic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. Dark Hole destroys everything. This is one of the cards you're going to need to keep your eye out for and kind of keep track if your opponent's used it or not, because they have a few ways to wipe your board. This is one of them. MST. Does MST negate is the real question. But yeah, this can destroy a spell or trap card on the field. Can even be yours, so you can destroy that field zone. We have a Book of Moon that is bent, I believe, or has damage. I don't know if I did that. I hope I didn't. But Book of Moon does not work on Link monsters, but is an easy way to get over something that has, you know, a lot of attack like Barbaros. Or you can flip your own Barbaros down and flip it back up next turn. And guess what? It's 3,000 because you basically reset its effect. United We Stand. Really, really good equip spell. Gives 800 attack and defense for each face-up monster you control. You can make some really beefy monsters. Card Trader. It's pretty good. During your standby phase, you shuffle one card from your hand or deck, and then you get to draw. You don't like a card in your hand, get rid of it, draw another one. Pretty good. Burden of the Mighty can lower all opponents' attack by 100 based on this level. So if they have if they have Text Changer, he'll have 0 attack because he's 1 star and 100 attack. This does not work on Link's monsters, just so everyone's aware. Link monsters do not have levels, so this doesn't affect them at all. Ego Boost, really great quick spell or whatever, quick play, just to get over something big. Also use on your turn if you need to get something over big or it's just a good surprise. Supply Squad, this is going to be one of the best cards to have in your opening hand because you're going to be trading a lot of monsters. These duels aren't going to be super quick, so getting this on the field is going to be imperative to your winning. Most of the time, if you want to have your MST, you want to save it for this guy. Oh my, I'm sorry. I bumped you. Heck out of you guys. Next is Silent Regression. Basically, if you special summon a Link monster, if this wants to focus, you can target one monster on the field, destroy it. Sorry, one card on the field, not just a monster. Then you get to draw a card. If this was a spell card, it would be freaking broken. But since the trap card, you have a waiter turn, and also the likelihood of special summoning a monster on your opponent's turn is pretty low, unless it's Link Karibo from the graveyard, but we'll get to that. But still a pretty good card. Next we have Shadow Spell. Basically, you get to target upon a monster, loses 700 attack, and it can't attack or change its battle position. And when either card dies, it goes away pretty much. Sorry, when your monster dies, this leaves the field. Next, Call the Haunted. Pretty generic revive card. If you revive a monster and this gets destroyed or the card gets destroyed, it goes away. Mirror Force, another great way they're going to have to clear your board, so again, keep your eye out on this. Destroys all attack position monsters. Play around this if you can. If you have a whole board of monsters and they have a big back row, set most of your monsters to defense so it can't be destroyed. Torrential Tribute, another way that you don't want to be caught overextending. Don't summon too many monsters if you think they have this face down. Keep track of it too. If they have it, or if they've used it, go ham. There's almost nothing they can do. Now we have Bottomless. Going to be really obnoxious for some big Link monsters if you use this. You kind of want to save this for bigger monsters. You only have so much removal, you kind of got to save it a bit. Zero Gravity, pretty useless. I'm not quite sure why they would print it in this, because its effect doesn't apply to Link monsters, which is kind of the whole point of this deck. So Zero Gravity, change the battle positions of all face-up monsters in the field. It's okay, especially if you want to get over something that has a lot of attack, or maybe a lot of defense. Evacuation Device, really, really great card. Uses on a Link monster, boom, back to the extra deck, and they wasted all that time to summon it. Or if there's a monster you can't get over, a great spot removal. Next, we have Decode Talker as a common, which shoot me, but I really like cards as commons. They don't get that bend, and especially in Canada where we live, we have a lot of humidity, and it sucks to have your cards warp to heck. But still, great card that I'm pretty sure almost every single deck in the format runs. Super strong, super easy to summon, great card. Next, we have Link Spider, who is really just a way to climb, and again, this is a common. I like how it looks. But basically, you can special summon a level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand below it, and it takes just one normal monster, so you can get it off a Scapegoat, get it off a lot of things. Really great card, great staple to have. Next, we have Link Karibo, which is the card most people are going to be after and makes this whole starter deck worth it. This was only available prior as a Shout and Jump promo, and it was sitting at, I believe, $50 as of last week, I believe? I'm not sure. Maybe last week, last month, but basically, it needs level 1 monster, so you can use a Scapegoat. You can use that I believe it's Bit Trooper, or whatever the Bit card, as level 1 as well. And when an opponent declares an attack, you can change that opponent's attack to 0, but you have to tribute this guy, and if this guy's in your graveyard, you can tribute a level 1 monster and special summon him for free. So, really great. You can also do that on your opponent's turn, and that's how you would pop, I believe it's Regression, really, on your opponent's turn. This is a much longer video than I meant it to be, and I guess I went more in depth than I thought I was going to, but regardless. This is the deck. Learn it, love it, and just study it and get used to playing it. Because if you're going to participate in Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, you're going to be running this. Everyone else is going to be running this. Play around it. Tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and go through some combos. At least most of the combos that I'm aware of in this deck. And you don't want to miss that. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good day.